They warned him not to go. His wife begged him to stay. A stranger tried to hand him the truth, written clearly in his hand. Julius Caesar ignored every warning. He chose to go anyway. That single decision ended his life and changed the fate of Rome forever. Julius Caesar did not rise through caution. As a young man, he chose dangerous alliances and nearly paid with his life. He learned early that in Rome, safety did not come from law. It came from power. In Gaul, he conquered vast lands, destroyed entire tribes, and returned richer and more famous than any Roman general before him. His soldiers did not follow Rome. They followed Caesar. In 49 BC, the Senate ordered him to surrender his army. Caesar understood what that meant. Trial, exile, possibly death. He chose rebellion instead. By crossing the Rubicon River with his legions, Caesar made a decision with no return. Once crossed, there was no negotiation, no forgiveness, no escape. He would either rule Rome or die. He defeated Rome's greatest general, Pompey the Great, shattering the last resistance to his power. When the Civil War ended, there was no rival left standing. By 44 BC, Julius Caesar was the most powerful man Rome had ever seen. He had won a brutal civil war. He had crushed his enemies, and the Senate gave him a title no Roman had held before: Dictator for life. To many Romans, this sounded like one thing: a king. Rome hated kings. For centuries, the Republic had survived on a single promise: that no one man would ever rule alone. But Caesar accepted honors that felt dangerous. Statues among ancient kings, absolute authority, senators standing while he sat. To his enemies, the Republic was already dying, and to some, there was only one cure. More than 60 senators joined the plot. At its center were two men: Gaius Cassius Longinus, bitter, relentless, and Marcus Junius Brutus, respected, idealistic, and trusted by Caesar himself. Their goal was simple and terrifying: kill Caesar publicly, inside the Senate, and restore the Republic. But before the daggers could rise, Caesar was given a chance to live. Days before the meeting, a soothsayer approached him. Beware the Ides of March. Caesar dismissed it. The night before the Senate convened, his wife Calpurnia woke screaming from a nightmare. She dreamed Caesar was bleeding in her arms while Rome collapsed around them. She begged him not to go. That morning, Caesar agreed. For a moment, he decided to stay home. Then fate intervened. A senator named Decimus Brutus, secretly one of the conspirators, convinced him that staying away would look weak, that the Senate would mock him, that power demanded confidence. On the way to the Senate, a man pushed through the crowd and placed a scroll into Caesar's hand. It named the men who would kill him. Caesar did not read it. He planned to read it later. There would be no later. Caesar entered the Senate chamber, the theater of Pompeii. The doors closed behind him. This was the last moment he could have turned back. But he sat down. The decision was final. The conspirators gathered around him as if to speak. Suddenly, one grabbed Caesar's toga, the signal. The first dagger struck. Caesar stood, confused, trying to defend himself. Then he saw a familiar face. Brutus. Ancient sources say that was the moment Caesar stopped resisting. Daggers fell again and again. 23 times. Only one wound was fatal. Caesar collapsed at the base of a statue of Pompey, the rival he had defeated years earlier. In death, he lay at the feet of the man he once conquered. The conspirators believed they had saved Rome. They were wrong. The people were horrified. Riots followed. Civil war returned. At Caesar's funeral, his ally Mark Antony turned the crowd against the killers. Within a few years, the Republic was gone forever. Caesar's adopted heir, Octavian, rose as Rome's first emperor. The Roman Empire was born, not through conquest, not through victory, but through assassination. Julius Caesar never ruled as emperor, but his death made emperors inevitable. By killing him to save the Republic, they ensured its end. The warnings were clear. The danger was real. But one order was given, and after that, there was no escape.